welcome back to the Merthyr Tydfil build. Some events have happened since I was last on. My dog decided to get up onto my actual modelling table and took a feast on the station. Devastated, absolutely devastated. The amount of hours and effort I've put into making it, for it to be gone in a matter of seconds really. So it's taken me a couple of weeks to get over it, and I've decided, okay, these things are set to try us. So I've decided to rebuild the station again. Doing it a bit differently this time. I set my tracks, my first two tracks ready. I've got a 2 foot by 6 foot board now, plywood sheet. It's an old layout board which I've scraped all the stuff off as best I could. Yeah, so be rebuilding it again. I know there's one subscriber, Steph. I think he may be from Merthyr himself, like me. And yeah, he's been quite interested in the build. So Steph, I'm sorry I haven't been able to complete the original build. So what I'm going to plan on doing is rebuilding this one. I've got different materials. I'm using styrofoam, I'm using PVC sheets. I've had off eBay, cheap enough, but it should also give me a bit more robustness to the build. It won't be as flimsy, and because it's being built on the baseboard, which is at least 4 foot off the floor, the dog can't get to it. So all the work I've got to do now, I'm pretty much standing up on my baseboard. Any other fiddly work then I'll do on my little modelling table. So the way it's going, I'm not going to be able to fit the whole 15 tracks on a 2 foot board. It's going to be impossible, even though I would like to fit in the tram road side as well, which would then run across this area right the way across. But I would like to try and get 1 or 2 houses on top of the tram road as well. So I know Steph asked me how did I do the platforms. So what I will do is I'll mark everything out now, and then I will show you the process I've done then, Steph, for my platforms. I would love to have done it in double O gauge, but for me to actually get the vast amount of lines, I've had to reduce it down to N gauge, because I think for a double O gauge I would have been looking at somewhere near a 5 foot board. It would have been quite tremendous to have, but due to the room I couldn't do it. So I've got my new train room. My dog there, as you can hear him scraping up rubbish. But my train room is 10 foot by 9 foot. So 2 foot boards on the walls, and we'll go right way around the room. Obviously under the tram road, under the tram road, I will be running another line so that it can be a continuous loop with the locos. There we go. The dog is wrecking stuff again. He's terrible. He's absolutely beyond. You naughty. You are now. So, without further ado, I'll leave you with this little update and I'll crack on. But I will get my track set out, and I will post up another video for people like Steph who wanted to know how you do the actual platforms. So I will do that for you. Okay, I shall see you soon. Ta-ra for now. Okay, so what I've done now is I've laid my bit of foam on the board. I've seen where the tracks line up in accordance to where the platforms are going to be. And so all I've done is I've taken a pen, just marked off the areas that have got to be cut. I've measured the distance then between each section. This one works out about 30, 35, 36 mil from the start of the baseboard in. And that's all I've done is I've continued the measurements all the way across. And then I've taken a bigger ruler and I've joined up the measurements right the way across. I've left roughly 35 mil on the end here. It's pretty bad. There we go. Left 35 mil, so the front of the station building can start from here. Then you'll have a walkway inside then, which will allow you into the actual station itself. So I will cut out the two sections now to allow the rails to fit into place. Check it for size, measurements again, and then I will use this then as another template to put on top of another piece of foam. Mark it out and cut that out exactly the same, glue it all together. That then should give me the height for my platforms. Okay, so I'll come back now once I've done that. There we go guys, as you can see now I've cut out the sections where the tracks will slide into. And that's all I've got to do now is take off this styrofoam, place it on top of another sheet of styrofoam, transfer the marks or the cuts, and then I can stick the two together, and that then should give me the height then for the platforms. In total this is around about, let's say, 13-14 inches long, I guess, and altogether I need to make it around 2 foot. So I'll add on the additional sections once the station is built, purely because it'll be easier for me to do that than to make it all one piece. And if there's any mistakes, then I'm only going to be ruining one section and not the whole lot. The beauty with the table I've got this on as well at the moment is I got one screw in the far end here which is holding it all together, but this will all come off once that one screw is undone. Then I can move this back then another 4 foot, so it's up against the door. As long as I've got a 12-inch area free for me to run the train round, so it goes in a continuous loop, that should be fine. But this section then should take us off then down towards the bottom of Merthyr Town and across a little bridge then where it'll go down towards Pentrabach and Tydfil until it goes further down then into Cardiff. So I will keep you updated with this build. Hopefully it ain't going to take me as long as what the other one have. It probably will, but as you can see the platforms are not difficult at all to make. Once the marks are there, it's just a case of cutting it, taking this off, laying it down onto another sheet of styrofoam, transferring the marks, redoing the cuts, placing it all on top of each other together, and then job done. So I will leave you with that. I'll see you soon, guys.